Turns out that wealthy people in New York who are looking forward to summering in the Hamptons sometimes run into what they perceive to be an issue. The drive, which is a few hours long from New York to the Hamptons, usually leads to people needing to use the bathroom. They gotta take a potty break. And these people allege that there's just nowhere to stop to use a bathroom. So they're getting Botox in their bladders. Just take that in for a second. It's happening, okay? Botox on the face. Some people get it in their armpits. I heard it helps with sweat or something like that. But now bladder situation. Okay, let me explain. Crawling through increasingly insufferable summer traffic to and from their second homes, some 100 miles away, has left many of the city's wealthiest, especially those on the older side, with increased bladder issues, as there's nowhere to stop along the remote highway during the multi-hour trip. It's 100 miles away. I don't know, maybe I'm being mean. Maybe I'm being mean because it does suck when you have to urinate and there's no bathroom around and you have no other options. I haven't ever taken that drive. I've never even been to the Hamptons for obvious reasons, I think. But really, there's nowhere to stop to use a bathroom, and you need to get a procedure to stop yourself from having to go to the bathroom during a 100-mile trip. Okay, well, to combat Hampton's bladder, New Yorkers who summer in the exclusive Long Island enclave are seeking a pair of specialized medical procedures. So for the fellas, they're not turning to Botox. It's prostate artery embolization, which reduces the size of the prostate in men, and bladder Botox, which decreases urinary frequency for women. Here's how one doctor who offers the procedure describes it. A lot of people have problems with this issue. They come out to the Hamptons and have to stop 4 or 5 times on the way, but can't find a restroom. This is a quote from Dr. David Shusterman, a New York City urologist who's been advertising the procedure with the tagline, "Race to the Hamptons, not to the bathroom." He says that there's been a 20% spike in patients seeking these procedures, and I don't know. Look, maybe it makes all the sense in the world. I don't know. I'm curious what you think, Jessica.
Yeah, I have a pretty clear policy on this, and if you have to go, you should go. These people are saying it's just go to a public restroom. These people honestly think they are too good to use a public restroom. I also have not visited the Hamptons, but I've been in Long Island. There are gas stations with restrooms. Right. There are public restrooms along the way. You can go to the bathroom. And then these people, it's not that, just that. They also say they're embarrassed to ask people to stop the car. Are you serious? You're an adult and you're embarrassed that you have to use the restroom? So much so that you're gonna get surgery about it? Insane. This is crazy. Yeah.
And bladder Botox it's way more invasive than one might think, right? So I'll get to the procedure and how it's done in just a moment. But I feel like Dr. Shusterman might be part of the problem, right? You just referenced passengers being a little shy about asking the driver to stop because they need to use the restroom. Well, Shusterman said patients have told him people are saying about clashes in the car with friends when they needed to get off the road and find a restroom to no avail. Thousands of people are probably fighting about this every week. Yes, Dr. Shusterman, yes, doctor. Thousands of Americans, as we speak, are fighting over summering in the Hamptons and the transportation necessary to get there. That's what they're all fighting about. That's what's happening. Thousands of people are saying they really got to go potty during the drive from New York City to the Hamptons, and their driver is just not having it, so it leads to a brawl. People are brawling. Now, apparently he himself has had this problem, which makes me think he has had an experience that he is now generalizing onto other people. He says, quote, "I can't tell you how many arguments I personally get into. I've lost 3 friends. I've lost 3 friends because I'm the driver and refuse to stop for them." And then he alleges there's just no place to stop. You, my friend, are a bad friend, like bad friend. If my friends want to stop, I will stop. I will stop anywhere they need me to stop, anytime. People gotta go, they gotta go. I know what it's like when you gotta go. I'm a human being. Like, how do you fight them on that?
Insane. Imagine this scene. I would feel like I'm being kidnapped or held hostage. Like, hey, I have to go to the bathroom. Can we stop? No. Are you serious? We can't stop. You will not stop for us to use the bathroom. Who are these people driving in their car to the Hamptons? They don't seem fun to hang out with. Why are you going to the Hamptons with them? Also, what's going on in the Hamptons that's so great? I just don't understand. Like, the wealthy people that have time off. Anna, I think we were talking about this earlier today. Well, how do you just have time to take off from work to go to this place? I think we need to dissect that as well.
Yeah, no, I love that you brought that up because, when I hear about people summering, what are you, a child? What do you mean you're summering? Like, who summers? You're an adult. Like, we don't get summer break. But it's mostly, and our producer Kate Bettino explained this to me, and it makes a lot of sense. It's usually, wealthy wives who either can work remotely or don't work at all. And yeah, they just go to that. It's like, I don't know, do you watch The Real Housewives of New York City? They summer in the Hamptons. They don't really have jobs. You know what I mean? So they get to do it, and then their husbands work in the city during the week and then go to the Hamptons during the weekends to take part in the summering. And look, I'm not hating, it sounds lovely, I guess, sure. But it's just a different world from what we experience daily. I want to also just quickly talk about what the bladder Botox entails. So let's go to the last graphic here. Women fighting frequent urges on the road are turning to Shusterman, the bad friend, for bladder Botox, which is exactly what it sounds like. Shusterman sedates patients in a manner similar to an endoscopy, then inserts a small scope through the urethra and uses a special needle to inject the drug. The effects last for 6 months, so you're covered for the entire summer. By the way, let me also just say, and it could cost as much as $20,000, by the way, to do it, if you don't have insurance. Some insurance policies cover it. And that's to the last point I want to make about this. I don't want anyone to think that I'm minimizing the struggle for people who have overactive bladders. That is a real issue. I just like going through a procedure specifically for your 100-mile drive from New York City to the Hamptons. Like, that's the part that sounds crazy to me. I don't know if there are more long-term and less invasive options available for people who have overactive bladder, but it's real. And by the way, a lot of women who have given birth suffer from that. It's like one of the, in my opinion, little talked about side effects of giving birth, like not being able to even like control your bladder. But don't worry, we now have many states in this country that will force you to have an unwanted pregnancy, go through childbirth. They get to decide that for you. So if you suffer from that consequence, too bad. And if you don't have any health care to deal with it, also too bad, suck it.
I have so many questions. Why do you have to be sedated for this? Botox is something that you can get when you're not sedated, right? You just get a little bit numb. That's weird. Also, doesn't Botox just like freeze that part of your body? I don't think this is good for you.
Yeah,
I don't know what we're gonna see.
That's a good point. I was wondering about that too. I haven't made a comment about it yet because I'm not entirely sure. But my thought is they're just doing away with the sensation you get when you have to urinate, but you still have to urinate, right?
You're not supposed to keep it in. That's bad for your kidneys. You're gonna get UTIs. This is bad. And also, we're joking around right now, but you're right that this is a problem because think about all of the women who are asking for hysterectomies, people who are asking to have their tubes tied and doctors saying no, because you might wanna have a kid someday. But these wealthy women going to the Hamptons are like, yo, can you inject this chemical into my urethra? And he's like, yeah, sure, I got you. Just because they don't wanna pee for like a couple hours, that's crazy.
Yeah, it does sound pretty crazy.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.